welcome everybody. I think this is our largest meeting yet. So, yeah, this is because of the pizza. But I just want to thank everybody for coming out, and I hereby call this meeting to order. Okay, first things first, we're going to go ahead and start off with our guest speaker, William Hatcher with Veterans Intervention Team.
Veteran Intervention Team. Bottom line, why does it matter to y'all? Why does it matter to the college? It matters to the college because of all the non-traditional veteran students, and it matters because of the dependents of the veterans who do come here. I was a student here from 2013 to 2017. I did see veteran students start their program, and I did see veteran students not finish their program because of their stressors and triggers. The goal, our thing, we have a 4-tier model. You got a handout there. I'm not going to explain all of it. I'm just going to hit the highlights. Tier 1 is 911 calls. We go out with the Sheriff's Office. Tier 2 is 988 Health and Welfare. If the veterans identified as being involved, we go out at their request. Tier 3 is we go into the jail, advocate for the veteran. And Tier 4 is peer-to-peer support. Tier 4 is the one that matters to y'all as far as us and helping the veterans, the non-traditional veteran students, or helping their dependents. We are a holistic approach to the entire family. So the reality is that you could have a traditional student who is the dependent of a veteran, and they could be stressed out about something that their veteran parent is going through, and ultimately we provide the peer-to-peer support, coffee, breakfast, lunch once or twice a month at their request. We partner them up with someone that matches their background because we have members who are veterans and we have members who are civilians. The big thing is we also identify resources for veterans and their families. And that's where if we have an identified resource that will help the veteran, non-traditional student, or the dependent that is the child of a veteran complete and get through their degree program versus dropping out because of life. Because I'm sure all of you at some point or another has already had life try and smack you off your goal to get to the end of the 4-year program. Give me 1 second here. I took an IED to the face, so it's like a rabbit trails in my brain. This is my first Vice President, Greg. There's my second Vice President, operates in the shadows, Michael, and then our training officer, Teresa. Do you have anything?
And I'm a student, so if you ever see me need anything, just grab a hold of me.
So the way to contact us, if someone does want to get linked up with someone from our group for peer-to-peer support, Tier 4, that flyer has our phone number, my phone number, and Michael Lewis. The whole reason this program works is because we have a partnership with the Powell County Sheriff's Office. We have a liaison. He has a behavioral health background. We believe in the mental health approach as opposed to the law enforcement approach, if that makes sense. Does anyone have any questions? Chirp, chirp.
A lot of what we do is just whoever needs to sit down and talk. Just talk stuff out, veteran stuff, or just life in general.
What about people who have family members who are veterans, but they're not a dependent of them?
Sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Because you're still essentially impacted by the veteran family member, and especially if you have close proximity. As a combat vet myself, I've had to be cognitive of not sending secondary trauma onto my kids who are 10, 13, and 14. So I have to and I've learned coping mechanisms for that, and that's the big thing. We are veterans who have learned to navigate civilian life versus the ones who have not yet learned how to develop those healthy coping mechanisms versus the self-destructive, catastrophic ones. Yes?
If we do sign up for the peer-to-peer support, what would that look like on our end?
What it looks like on your end, once you contact us, we would basically a brief background of who you are so we can match you up with someone that can help you. And then from there, it's where's convenient for you. If you want to meet for coffee at the, I can't remember, I was on the brainstorm panel for that building over there. What's the new building?
Off start.
The admissions building.
Pass star.
Star. Okay, yeah, I have a hearing aid. I don't, yeah. Yell at me. So basically, Hastar has a nice little cafe area. We can meet at Hastar, or we could meet at 1040 Coffee, or wherever you would prefer to meet. And it could be just a cup of coffee, or it could be meeting at Skillets or Ozark Cafe. It's up to, it's between you and the person that gets assigned to you. The thing is, none of us are professional clinicians. We will help you figure out if you need services. I go to counseling once a week in order to be functionally dysfunctional. Like, it took me years of coming to that assessment. I talked to my sister, so she deals with and helps me. But bottom line is, that's what you're working towards for the veterans and for the children, for the dependents, the traditional students. It's helping them understand and be able to navigate life and not let, there's no nice way to put it, but not let their...
Were you looking at
veteran
like tier
parent-
4 as if you wanted to volunteer with us?
Yeah.
And
Oh, yes.
So,
Sorry.
no, that's all right.
You're good.
I did not understand your
Like,
question.
it was all good info, but nowhere close to what she asked. So all of our volunteers, we try to hit up somebody from every branch of service. Army, Coast Guard, Navy, back there. We've got Air Force guys. We've got Vietnam vets. We've got pretty much all eras and all services. What we ideally would like to do is put somebody that you can relate to. Like, if we have a veteran or a veteran family member that needs help, who's younger than we are, you'd be perfect. Like just another student talking to a student that's got,
Which I would love to have some of y'all, just because if you've got a veteran parent or a veteran loved one and you've learned to do life with that veteran loved one, and another person is struggling in that aspect, that's where you would be phenomenally perfect for sitting down with that person. And we also provide training. We literally just had a QPR training. We're going to have another QPR training, which is essentially mental health CPR.
Question, persuade, and refer is just how to identify that somebody might be contemplating suicide and how to approach them and kind of talk to them and get them help if suicide is going on. There's also assist training that we have coming up that's basically de-escalation techniques. So when you walk into somebody's house and they've got a gun to their head, how to talk it, don't freak out.
Or if they're simply feeling depressed. If they're just depressed about the way things are going, those trainings will also help you in helping them identify and be honest about their feelings. And then once they're honest about their feelings, they can help find the way forward. Just talk, doing life. That's it. The fabric of society has come unglued, and ultimately it's a matter of just rebuilding it. But people caring is the way that happens.
The only requirement is to care.
Yes, membership, unlike other VSOs, it's not a knock against them, but unlike other VSOs, membership is $0 in perpetuity for all time. Basically, if you want to help, you just have to say, I want to help, and then we'll get you on, and you start attending some of the meetings. Then I drop you into the WhatsApp so you can see the regular meetings, and then you just fill in where it fits your life. If you only show up to one meeting every 6 months, because that's all you can get to, that's all you can get to. And in the meantime, you may be going to coffee with someone who just needs to have an extra person in there supporting them in their push to move forward. Did you have a question? I thought I saw a hand go up over there.
Oh, ours.
There.
If they had a question.
I did not.
There's
Oh, it
also,
was me.
It was you?
I had my hand up, actually.
Okay.
The first general meeting is going to be on the 28th, I think, of September.
Yes.
It's going to be in the back room at the end of Vets Post. You do not have to go through the clubhouse to get in. There's a side door that's open, so you don't have to be a member to get into the meeting. There's no alcohol, no smoking in the meeting. There is in the clubhouse, but not in the meeting, in the back room there. And that's where the bulk of knowledge and training and so will be passed in this meeting similar to this. And that's what will be passed in the bulk of everything.
Thank you.
So if you don't technically have any veterans at home, but you have veterans within your life, can you still get help?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, as long as you're impacted by a veteran family member, they don't have to be your parent. They could be an aunt, uncle, cousin, niece, nephew.
Because I had multiple veterans in the family, but a lot of them have left.
Yep.
Yeah, and we started it kind of as a veteran organization, you know, for veterans, by veterans, but we've expanded, you know, any first responders, firefighters, police officers,
As
all
we've
that kind of stuff, because like everybody goes through stuff, well, not everybody, a lot of people see stuff that what we might think is normal is not for a lot of people. And just having somebody else that's got that kind of experience, that similar experience of, well, yeah, you just bottle that down and go back to work. You know, you pull a dead body out of the water and you roll them over and a crab crawls out of their eye socket.
That's not traumatizing.
And then you go back to work the next day like it's no big deal. 20 years of that, it's all right.
Yes.
Regarding the meeting, what time will that be? On the
1 p.m. on the 28th at the back room of AMVETS. If you don't know where AMVETS is, you're driving. There's Walmart on your left. You're coming up to Casey's on your left, and you can turn right, you turn right. And just follow that for about a mile. That's where the AMVETS building is. And there's a side door, enter through the side door, and then you never even set foot inside the club room where the smoking and the drinks are. We've isolated. They let us use the room for free.
Our normal meetings, I mean, we're real flexible on times and dates and
Yep.
doing weekend stuff because not everybody, you know, can get free during the week.
And like you said, we originally started out the focus, veterans for veterans, and then very quickly we figured out we're going for the whole family approach, which includes relatives of the veteran. So, anything else?
So if like people aren't able to make it to the meetings, like, is there any other like options or anything like that?
We have weekly sit rep meetings. You go to those if you're actively engaged in helping or you're interested in becoming actively engaged in helping. Contact either me or Michael Lewis through the phone number on there. Shoot us a message, say, hey, when's your next sit rep meeting? And then we'll respond and let you know. And then after, and that's the part where after you've attended some meetings, we have a WhatsApp. It's specifically used for a WhatsApp channel, Veteran Intervention Team. It's used for this. I don't drop people in until I know they're really going to be committed to the cause. I don't want to clog it up with unnecessary traffic, and I don't want to blow up your phone with notifications. So, yeah. Does that answer the question?
We stay confidential as well. Like
Yeah.
there will be, if you come to the meeting just to check it out, we'll have a confidentiality agreement, and there will be, I don't want to say we'll be guarded, because we're not good at being guarded. But we will keep names and places out of the conversation until after guests are gone, and then we'll make sure that we're all on the same page as far as who we're talking about and what we might, you know.
Think HIPAA laws. Basically, because we're dealing with people coming out of legal environments, and you're dealing with people who could be law enforcement, and you're dealing with people and their mental health, it's treated the same as HIPAA or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't discuss it outside. And if anyone eventually, if someone ever does violate that rule, there would be an investigation and then they would be kicked out. Because I have to protect the organization and the goal and the mission. It's too big, and we've got a lot of forward momentum and people want it. So, anyone else? Was that at the end? Okay.
Thank you all so much for coming and sharing
Thank you.
with us.
All right, next up, we're going to move on to our game with Lily.
Okay, we're gonna play a game. It's called Head, Shoulders, Knees, Cup. And I'm gonna use Mo and Heath to demonstrate, but essentially everybody finds a partner and there is one cup per team. Yeah, just come right here. So you're gonna put the cup right in between you two, and you're gonna you're gonna squat down, and then I'm gonna say head, shoulders, knees, or cup. So when I say head, you'll touch your head. When I say shoulders, you'll touch your shoulders. I say knees, shoulders, I touch my elbow. Shoulder. When I say knees, you touch your knees. And then when I say cup, you guys are racing to grab the cup first. So let's play one run really fast so they really get it. Okay, head, knees, shoulders, knees, head, knees, shoulders, head, knees, head, shoulders, head, knees, cup. Dang it. So that's it. So everybody pair up, and then once you get your partner, bring one of them down here and you can grab a cup.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll grab it.
Luke, come on. Let's do this.
I think they're all crap. It's crap. I think they're all crap.
I feel like this is the game.
Thank you.
Luke, you bounce Luke up. Are you checking again?
Isn't it gone?
My knees hurt.
Alright, does everybody who's playing have a cup? Anybody still need a cup? Yes, no, maybe so? Okay, we're gonna get started, so everybody crouch down, cup in the center. Alright, head, shoulders, knees, head, knees, shoulders, knees, toes, head, elbows, shoulders, knees, head, cup. If you got the cup, find somebody else who also got the cup. If you didn't, sit down.
I never got that.
Do you understand?
Okay, do you want to be my partner? Okay, we should go over here so we're not in front of the camera.
Does anybody need a partner or a cup? Anybody? Oh wow, that was fast. Okay, are we ready? Head, shoulders, knees, head, knees, head, knees, head, shoulders, head, knees, shoulders, knees, shoulders, knees, shoulders, cup. Okay, who all is still left? Sarah. Ooh, okay. Do we only have three? Okay, partner up. Okay, we just have two teams.
I think we have,
Who wants to play again? Okay.
Hey, careful, he's a cheater. You knocked it away.
you knocked it away.
Okay, head, shoulders, knees, toes, knees, shoulders, head, toes, shoulders, head, ears, knees, toes, knees, shoulders, ears, nose, head, shoulders, head, knees, head, toes, head, shoulders, cup.
You did the same thing. You did the same thing.
Julian, it's a problem with you. You swung your leg.
It went that way. I didn't do nothing.
Disqualified. Disqualified. He broke the cup.
So we want to do, let's do all three of you guys. All right.
Poor cup inside.
Whoever wins this gets the rest of the pizza. She's chocolate bar right now. All right, head, shoulders, knees, head, knees, eyes, nose, knees, toes. Head, shoulders, knees, head, knees, toes, shoulders, elbows, wrists, head, shoulders, knees, head. Do you want the chocolate bar? No. Okay, thanks for playing, guys.
Oh, so no one wins.
Congratulations, Steve.
This game is rigged.
I personally think he cheated, but. Do you want candy beans?
Do what?
He said no.
I promise that was not rigged. Moving on to the next thing, we're going to go through form check with Mandy Cochran.
We have met quorums.
Up next is the minutes report with Draven Graves.
All right, I'll just take a few minutes to look over our minutes. Okay, on the second page, you'll find the minutes report. Look over that, let us know about any issues, and then we'll approve it.
Teresa. Sorry, it is.
Oh, no, I was just preemptive.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Just trying to beat Trent today.
Okay. All right. Do we have any changes that need to be made to the minutes? Yes.
We weren't here last week, our club is new, but we're wanting to participate in the Halloween party.
Okay, talk to us after the meeting, we'll get you guys set up.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any other changes that people have noticed that need to be made? Okay. We're going to go into approving the minutes. We need a motion. Motion from Trent. The second from Landon. Approved. All right, next we're going to the treasurer's report with Autumn Collins.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So there is still no change this week in the treasurer's report, and it's still not a reflection of Welcome Week. We should hopefully have numbers by next week. So I'm sorry to those who have been here every week and there's been no change. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Autumn. All right, we're going to go on to new business, starting off with our Senate member swearing with the President himself, Mo Cotty.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So if you turned in a membership form last week and you picked up your name placard this week, would you please stand? Okay, I thought it was true. All right. If you will, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Raquel Bell,
Hereby affirm
hereby affirm
that I will faithfully serve
that I will faithfully serve
the students of Missouri State University, West Point.
the students of Missouri State University, West Point,
Act in accordance with
act in accordance with
the Student Government Association Constitution,
Government of
and fulfill all duties
fulfill all duties
and responsibilities
and responsibilities
of a Student Government Association representative.
as a student government associate representative.
Thank you very much.
All right, next we're going to go to the Halloween party with Malia Weep.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So I talked about this last week, but if you guys were here last year, we threw a really, really awesome Halloween party. It was so much fun. This year we're going to throw that party again. It's going to be on October 29th. And right now we are going to open up the floor for anybody to give input on what they'd like to see at the party this year. So if you have like snacks that you want or games that we could play, there have been rumors that the SGA is going to have a human slot machine booth. But if anybody has any suggestions, we would like to hear it. What you got?
Will it be inside this year?
It will. It'll be in the rec center.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you know,
Sorry. There you go.
do you know if it's like in the morning or like at night?
It'll be at night. We're thinking like 7 o'clock.
What about a Halloween trivia game?
Ooh, okay, we will make notes. Halloween trivia. Does anybody have anything else?
Yes. Well, are we gonna have, what kind of snacks or, well, I mean, what
I don't
kind of-
think we've fully determined that yet.
I would say, then I suggest, corn candy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, corn candy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you mean candy corn?
Candy corn.
Candy
there we
corn.
go.
Yes.
Okay.
I was switching up.
You're good.
Switching up.
I got it down. Does anybody else, what you got? Costume contest? Ooh, I think we had a costume contest last year, but if everybody liked it, we can totally do that again. Costume contest.
Everyone loves a good costume.
That means you have to come dressed up, everybody. What you got?
I was asking, are we gonna like put any like Halloween movies on?
So last year we did put on a Halloween movie. If we want to do that again, we can. It just brings our budget down because it's really expensive to show a movie in public. But if everybody's like, we want a movie, then we can look into it. Yep.
I know we played Scream last year. We played Scream 2 this year.
Okay, actually that sounds.
You wanna buy the license for us?
That's going to be about $650.
We'll have to see if we can get a hold of it.
Scream 2.
Did you have anything? Yep.
Okay. For a horror movie idea, what about It, the original one?
Ooh, okay. Does anybody have any other suggestions? Anything that you'd like to see at the party? Over here, did you have a question?
Drawing on miniature pumpkins maybe with those markers?
Yes, I think that the art club was wanting to do like pumpkin painting. So yeah, hopefully we'll have something like that, but I'll make sure that we note that. Trent?
If you guys are able to, maybe pull some strings, maybe get Grizz in a costume.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That'd be a good costume to go.
Mommy.
All right, we'll have to, we'll ask Chris.
We'll speak up, big man.
We'll speak with Chris.
Yep. We have connections with Chris. Yeah, I mean. Okay, does anybody have any other suggestions? Seeing none, I think that we have what we need. If you have any other ideas, you can always come to our meetings in future weeks up until we actually have the party, and during our open floor you can share with us. That concludes my announcement.
Thank you, Malia. Next, we're going to move on to announcements, and we're going to go to Autumn Collins with our re-advertisement scholarship application.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So the re-advertised scholarship application is still open. You have about like a week and a half left. So if you have not submitted an application for any scholarships, you should do that. They still have money left. So please do that. You will hopefully get some money. And if you have any questions, you can contact Katie Dudden. And you can access your scholarship applications by going to the financial aid card on your Grizzly Den, and there should say scholarship application link. So just go check. If you don't know, check and make sure you have submitted an application. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Autumn. Next, we'll move on to voter registration with Malia Weep.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I'm talking again. This will be the last time that we remind you that if you have not already registered to vote and you are 18 or older, it is time. The deadline is October 9th. So if you have not registered and you would like to have a say in the presidential election this year, you can go to Live-Wire 207. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, they're open, and you can go anytime and get registered. Just make sure that you bring a form of identification. What you got?
I got a question. Is there a way to check if you are registered? I believe I did, but I just want to make sure I did.
I'm sure they can tell you if you go into LiveWire. If not, I believe
Live
that
Wire.
the DMV
207,
can tell
Dr.
you.
Toddy's office.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Toddy can tell you as well. Anybody else? Yep.
This is really a question. Where do you go around here? This question.
There will be a bunch of different places. I know that the church by the fairgrounds, you can vote there. First United Free Will Church you can vote at. If you got
So you can only vote where in your designated spot. You can't vote anywhere.
Oh.
So it's based off where you live, your address.
There you go.
And so is your permanent address here in West Plains?
Yes.
Okay, so you can either get it from the DMV or you can Google it based on your address. You have to go to the specific place for your address.
Okay.
Thank you, Luke. Any other questions about voting? Seeing none, that concludes my announcement.
Thank you, Malia. Next, we'll go on to the Welcome President Williams reception with Draven Graves.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So it's coming up on September 19th, which is tomorrow. President Williams is going to be at the Student Rec Center. He's going to be sharing his vision for Missouri State Springfield, and then he'll also share how that will impact Missouri State West Plains. You'll have a chance to meet and greet with them, so you can ask him any questions you want to know about the future. You do have to register to attend this event because it has hors d'oeuvres. It's going to be really nice. To do that, you have to email wpadvancement@missouristate.edu, and they can also give you any more information you need about it there. But if you want to go, hurry up because it's tomorrow. Thanks.
Thank you, Draven. Next, we'll move on to our music program member lookout with Motaki.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So the new music program located in Putnam is looking specifically for drummers/pianists, but if you have any sort of musical inclination, email Rocky Long at missouristate.edu, or I believe you can find his phone on the website if you need to call him. Thank you very much. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Next, we'll go into our expedition in Costa Rica with Mandy Cochran.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So right now we are looking at next summer for an expedition to Costa Rica. Right now they are rolling admissions open now until December 1st, and if you would like more information or have any questions, contact Anna Estrella. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mandy. Next up, we have Malia Wee with Follow Our Social Media.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. When you all walked in, you may have seen that laminated paper over there. On that paper is a QR code. You can scan that and it'll take you to our Instagram. And if you want to get to our Facebook, if you don't have Instagram, the name is the same. It's MSU-WP SGA. We just posted a lot of cool stuff today. I posted a video about our meeting and that we're going to have pizza and stuff like that. So if you ever are wanting updates on SGA or want to know what we're up to, you can always go to our Instagram or Facebook. Again, that's MSU-WP SGA. That concludes my announcement.
Thank you, Malia. Following that will be Autumn Collins with Becoming an SGA Member.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So if any of you who haven't already filled out a membership form and you would like to become a member, we do have these over here on the table. Please fill those out. As you saw, we get to play games, we get to vote on having like fun snacks, and you can also vote on stuff for the Halloween party. So it's really good to get involved and just come and see us after the meeting if you'd like to turn in a membership form or find us before the next meeting so we can hopefully get you sworn in next week. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Autumn. Next, we're going to move on to our next segment, which is student news. This is a time where any clubs or organizations can speak about whatever they have going on. Great.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So CCH meets 2 times a week, once on Tuesdays at 7 at 802 West Main, our little property. It's right in front of Kellett Hall, right in that area. We're doing a dive into the letter of Romans, which is very, very fascinating. And then on Thursdays, we have our message about how Jesus paid it all, and it's titled Paid in Full. It's a really good message, and if you guys have any questions about that, we'd love to answer them after the meeting. Thank you guys, please. I expect to see all you guys there. That concludes my news.
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything else? All right. Next up, we'll go into our open floor, which is open for anybody to discuss anything campus related.
Yes, I have a question. What time will the Halloween party estimate was?
It'll be around 7.
And that will be on what day?
October 29th in the rec center. Yeah.
That should be good.
It's
Good to
Tuesday.
go. I work over the weekends.
Gotcha.
I work at the Bloody
Yeah,
Timber.
it's a Tuesday. The Tuesday before Halloween.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. one thing is both Heath and I are going to have our meeting with the Chancellor next Monday. If there's any questions you have for him that you'd like answered, if there's any ideas you want him to know about, this would be the perfect time to let us know so we can communicate those. Anything on that front? Yes.
Yes, I would like to ask about any art classes that will become to West Plains.
So just art classes.
Art classes, yes. Because it kind of would be better to not be able to just have a class here instead of going all the way up to Nothing Grove.
Right.
Or an actual drawing class.
Anybody else?
All right. Thank you very much.
Next, we're going to move into.
I've got one other thing, actually. So, just as a reminder, for the members here, we kind of have a form of three-strike policy. I know some people might not remember that, that's why I'm just giving an overview to as many of the people that are here. You can miss up to 3 meetings without really having an issue, but after that, you run the risk of, if it's not an excused absence, running the risk of not being able to vote or having different other restrictions. That being said, for the people who aren't members, if you would like to be a member, come up, fill out a membership form. You can represent for a student organization, or you can be a member at large, which just means you're a student here and you want to have a say on what happens on campus. So if you'd like that, please come up, grab a CAD member. Yes.
We also will be making a few adjustments to attendance in terms of student organizations. If you are coming representing a student organization, you can have multiple representatives, and as long as one of the representatives signs in for your student organization, you can miss and your student organization doesn't suffer the rights, or suffer losing the rights to fund requests.
Right. Any questions on membership or anything like that? Yes.
I was wondering if I could come and talk to you all after this.
All right, thank you very much.
All right. With that being said, we're going to move into adjourning this meeting. I need to hear all in favor of adjourning. All opposed? Meeting adjourned.